Hello, Grace. Today, for your online learning and units of inquiry today, you're going to be looking at this question: what food chains can you make? Now, I'll go through these 4 steps first, and then I'll show you how that looks, or how it could look. Okay, so number 1 says, read the information on the eat or be eaten cards to learn about what animals eat and what eats them. So there's a link there for you to click, and that will take you to some information that's going to help you create your food chains and food webs. Number 2 says, use the information to start planning, then creating your own food chains and food webs. And as I'll show you later on, that planning stage is very important, because things get quite messy when you're creating a food web. And number 3 and 4 is really looking ahead. This is like why you're doing your own food web today. Number 3, you will be sharing your creations tomorrow through video or Flipgrid video. So number 4 says that you should try your best to make your creations as creative and presentable as you can. You could draw the images and colour them in, or you could actually use some images from magazines or the internet if you have a printer, and you can print them out and use those to create your food chains. I'll show you some examples of those as we go on, but this is really why the planning stage is very important, because if you don't plan it and you draw it straight away, you might find that you run out of space, because these can look very messy. Okay, when you click on the Eat or Be Eaten link, you'll be taken to a page or a Google slideshow with 5 pages, lots of information about different animals and plants. And these pages are going to help you to start drawing and planning out your food web, food chain. Now, you don't have to use every single image here or every single animal. You could maybe just start looking for connections and build a small food chain. And then maybe when you get more confident, you could add things to that, or you could have a go at creating a larger food chain or food web. Okay, so the first thing you should do is just start exploring some of the cards. You can zoom in, or you can have a look at some of these. Let's zoom in on the jumping spider. I pounce on insects that spend time on the ground. I eat cricket, ants, cockroaches, caterpillars, and even daddy long legs. Okay, so already we can see some connections to other organisms, other living things. So maybe crickets, ants, cockroaches, maybe some of those will be in this slideshow. So rather than going and reading every single one, I'm going to look for those crickets, ants, cockroaches. Let's see. Crickets, ants, and... oh, but there's a cricket. Yeah, okay. I eat seeds, small fruits and leaves, either fresh off the plant or dead on the ground. And I'm always hungry. Every day I eat my own body weight in food. Wow, okay, so there's a cricket. And what else was there that I've forgotten already? I'm going to go back to that. Crickets, ants, cockroaches. So I could connect the cricket and the jumping spider. Any ants or cockroaches? Well, not on that page. What about page 4? Ah, there we go. There's information about cockroach there. Daddy Longlegs was mentioned as well, wasn't it? So I could use that one. There's the ant. Alright, so already I can see that I can start to use this information to create my own food web. And I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to split the screen. Remember, I said planning was really important. Just like you would be brainstorming before you write an essay perhaps, or a piece of writing. Planning is very important here. So I'm going to start with that jumping spider again. Now, in the planning stage, you don't need to be drawing. You could just write the names of them. So let's start with writing. I'm going to put the jumping spider here. Jumping spider. And it eats crickets, ants, cockroaches, caterpillars, and even daddy long legs. So I'm going to put those animals underneath. Crickets, ants, cockroaches, daddy long legs. Daddy long legs. Alright, and I'm going to put the arrows. Now remember, when you do your food chains and food webs, the arrows are very important because it shows the flow of energy. So the energy moves from cricket to the jumping spider. Energy moves from an ant to a jumping spider. Energy moves from a cockroach to a jumping spider. Now another way of saying energy moves from is just to say is eaten by. Daddy Longlegs is eaten by a jumping spider. Okay, just like you get your energy from food, organisms get their energy from food as well. So the jumping spider eats the daddy longlegs. But don't get confused with the arrows. Remember, the arrows mean is eaten by. Daddy longlegs is eaten by the jumping spider. The cockroach is eaten by the jumping spider. The ants are eaten by the jumping spider. Crickets are eaten by the jumping spider. Okay, so let's carry on making connections between those animals, and let's go back and see if we can find information about the crickets. We can expand this. The cricket says, all right, now let's go back here. I eat seeds, small fruit, dead leaves, fresh leaves. They are all eaten by the cricket, so I'm going to add those arrows in here. And you can see why it's important to plan, because already it's starting to look a little bit messy, and when I actually draw my food web, I might want to think about the layout of these. Maybe I'll have to put some of these organisms up the side a little bit and move the whole thing over to the side. Alright, now I'm not going to continue with the ants and the cockroaches and daddy longlegs. You would do when you're creating your own, but I want to see if I can try and expand my food web up here. Is there anything that eats a spider or a jumping spider? Well, you would maybe have to zoom out a little bit here, have a look at these, use some of your prior knowledge to go searching. I wonder if a robin, I know that some birds eat spiders, I wonder if, there we go, the robin. I hop around searching for worms, caterpillars, snails, beetles, crickets, ants, spiders, and even daddy longlegs. I'll also eat fruits and berries of bushes and trees. So this is going to be a really good one to add in the food web. I'm going to put the robin here. Now this is why it's important to plan again, because look, we've got connections going from the spider, because the jumping spider is eaten by the robin, but also the cricket. So the robin doesn't just eat from one level of the food chain, it also eats from different levels. So the crickets are eaten by the robin. Snails, beetles, crickets, well, you could add those in if you want. At the moment mine's already complicated enough, so I'm going to leave it like this. Now it does say seeds as well, so seeds, it's, oh there, look at this, starting to get really complicated now. Berries off bushes and trees. Now you could also, if you wanted to, add those as well. Okay, berries, which is, I guess, is small fruits. So you could, I'll see why it's important to plan. It's getting very messy. Okay, when you are happy with your plan, you should start thinking about how you're going to create it and share it with the video. Now here's some nice examples just before we go of how other students have created their food web. So you might want to choose to actually use images from the internet, or maybe cut them out from a book, or a, maybe not a book, but a magazine. Or you could look at, I really love this one because of the scientific language. Look at this one. They've used words such as carnivore, herbivore. Okay, very nice, nicely presented. That would be really engaging to talk using this image to create your video. Another nice example here as well. Okay, and again, got like the nice scientific language. Herbivores, omnivores, carnivores. Maybe you could use some predator and prey as well. Okay, good luck everyone. Really looking forward to seeing these food webs in your videos. But don't worry about those videos, we'll show you how to make those tomorrow.